Hello again. Thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about the new Star Wars series Andor. It's available on Disney Plus, and as of the time of this review, it just wrapped up season 1. Simply put, it's amazing. It's magnificent. My commentary is overwhelmingly positive for this particular show. This is the type of Star Wars that I think a lot of fans have been craving over the last decade or so, with much speculation as to if Disney could ever produce a series like this, since their acquisition of the property, which has been, on the generous side, troubled at times. This has been very welcome. It's been very, very refreshing. This is not a Star Wars where the eponymous wars involved, are fought with lightsabers and X-Wings. This is a series where the wars are fought in the trenches. This story takes place before the events of the film Rogue One, which lead into, of course, the original trilogy. And so we see the overwhelming, the crippling, the control that the Empire, after the prequel trilogy, we see the overwhelming control that the Empire has now on the galaxy. And from this, we actually have a story about a low-level criminal that essentially just gets in over his head and how he factors into much larger events later on in the Star Wars universe. So, as I mentioned, this is a much more down and dirty sort of like version of Star Wars. This is not a show where characters are protected by plot armor or have superpowers, And even as I say that, I don't say that in a way that I know a lot of people will say, like, oh, well, you must not like Star Wars. I loved Star Wars ever since I was a kid, and I continue to do so, in my own way, because go figure, as a fan, I can choose to like it as I see fit, okay? So, I've loved my Millennium Falcons, my psychic space samurai, which is essentially what Jedi are. I do like all that stuff. But this is something that is altogether new for us because it's more substance over style, I think. And that is something that I think a lot of fans have been craving. This is more of what fans have wanted for a space opera rather than something a little bit more high sci-fi fantasy sort of like adventure sort of thing. And as I said, all of the cast involved were just mere mortals to the subjects of whatever the Empire is throwing at them. These are not invincible characters that we know we're going to see through to the next film or to the next trilogy or what have you. We don't know who is going to continue episode per episode, and that's where I really do like the tension there. Aside from that, to prevent just being redundant, that is in and of itself a summary of my thoughts. This is a series that capitalizes on the smaller movements and the smaller aspects of the resistance or the rebels as they will mature and develop over time. There's so much more to go over, and so I will. I'm actually going to do a number of follow-up recaps regarding some of my favorite characters from the series and some of my favorite episodes. This was such... This was an unexpected pleasure. Like, I started watching this series with a bit of apprehensive optimism, like hoping, because I really did enjoy Rogue One, and so I think like, okay, so there's the possibility that this will be a winner as well. So, but I would say that like so there I have more thoughts with regards to this, but in order to prevent that redundancy, that I'm trying to cut back on. This is a series that I greatly enjoyed. I really do like the drama of it. The drama is so well proportionate. So in the original trilogy, we have a focus on just a handful of characters, but this shows how broad and expansive events were in play when it came to the events that led up to the original trilogy. And so, like, I mean, it is a galaxy worth of stories, that it's a much broader cast, and yes, there is more to come with regards to, like I said, to characters, to episodes, but that will be at a later time. I very much recommend this. This is one of the strongest recommendations I can make for a streaming show of this year, and I only hope that any follow-up season is just as strong as what we have, to enjoy right here, right now. So, have you seen this? Have you seen this show? What are your thoughts? I know that there's so much more to go over, and I will go over. Okay, but yes, let me know what you thought of this season in the comment section. And as always, thank you very much for joining me here on Movie Ninja, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.